paying $500 for hair? I know you lied. You're right. Hey guys, what is up? It is your girl Larry and I'm back with another video. Guys, so this video it is about hair. It is about bundles, and it's about how to get you bundles for a good price. So guys, this hair, this is a 360 frontal. I dyed this myself. Just take a guess on how much I spent on this hair. You done guessing? Guys, I paid $170 for this hair. Materials included. So yes, girl. And this is 22-inch hair. So if you guys want to know how I found this, you need to stay tuned. But before we get into this video, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GlamLarry. And like I said, you gotta subscribe because the video don't play. That's what YouTube told me. The video don't play if you don't hit subscribe. So if you hit it, we can go ahead and get started. As a quick intro, I started to look for wholesale hair vendors probably 3 years ago when I had a bad run-in with a really big hair company. I had a terrible run-in where I bought hair from them. It was the first time I had this experience with them. Bought hair from them. The hair was supposed to be a wet and wavy. Long story short, the hair got wet. There was no wave. It was like a noodle. There was no wave. I told them, told them about it, sent them videos, said everything I tried. I said I copied the video, I did everything, and my hair is not waving. And they basically sent me $10 and said, bye, be on your way. I also discovered that this hair company does not put up actual customer reviews. So what I mean is, if you say anything slightly negative about the hair in the video or in your comment, they ain't posting it, girl. They not posting it. So all those, reviews that you read about the different, wigs aren't really true reviews because they're only posting reviews of the people that loved the hair. They're not posting anybody that had a bad experience. So yeah, had to leave that and decided to find my own way of finding hair for me and hair for other people so I could kind of make a profit off of, and that I could just get my hair done on the low. So guys, these are going to be my tips and tricks on how you can avoid paying $300, $400, $500, $600 on your bundles, your frontals, your closures, and you can come away spending less than $200 on everything. My first tip is Google. Literally just Google wholesale hair vendors. Google. Do not go to AliExpress. And I'm gonna tell you why. So AliExpress has a ton of vendors. They've got wholesale vendors for everything you can possibly think of. They got tons of wholesale hair vendors. The issue I find with AliExpress is they kind of let anyone and everyone sell hair on there. So there's not really a vetting system for wholesale vendors that don't give high quality, or a lot of people have had bad experience with. They will just continue to allow them to sell their product. So I first used Google, and then another thing I used was Alibaba.com. So they have their own app, and I like Alibaba because everything is separated very easily. I think they have a program with wholesale hair vendors where if a vendor gets too much backlash, like people are just, they get complaints out the wazoo, they get all the complaints, then they will flag their page and they'll actually stop them from selling hair. So you have a better chance of getting good hair if you search on Google or Alibaba. I would, like I said, kind of stay away from AliExpress. The next tip I want to give is make sure you check the vendor's MOQ. Now, what the hell is MOQ? So MOQ is very important. Now, if you're someone who's trying to start a hair company, you're probably not going to care about the MOQ because you're probably going to be ordering 50 pieces at a time, 25 pieces at a time, 100 pieces at a time. You still want to research that, but it's not going to be a really big deal to you. Now, if you're someone like me who is making wigs for other people, or you're making them for yourselves, you want a vendor with a low MOQ. So I try to search for a vendor that has an MOQ of 1 or an MOQ of 2 or an MOQ of 3. I try not to go with a vendor of an MOQ of 4 or more. I try to stay in that range. Now, why is that? I do that so that if I just want to order a couple bundles of hair, I can do that. If I just want to order enough hair to do a wig, I can do that. I don't have to order 10 pieces of hair or 10 bundles or 10 frontals or a combination of the 2 or the 3 or of the however many in order to make an order. So make sure you pay attention to the vendor's MOQ, and that's usually in the description as soon as you click on whatever vendor you're interested in. The next tip is always be very specific with your search. Now, if you guys are using Google or Alibaba or whatever search engine you guys decide to use, make sure you guys are very specific in your words. Use words like best hair bundles, highest hair quality, best Malaysian hair, best Brazilian hair, best Chinese hair, highest quality. Make sure you use terms like that. Don't look up a broad term like wholesale hair vendors or hair bundles or Malaysian hair. You want to put in a descriptor of what kind of hair you want, because when you do look for, if you just type in Malaysian hair, it's going to bring you up every company that sells Malaysian hair ever on God's green earth, okay? But if you type in like high quality, it will bring up vendors that put that in their description. Not saying that that will be the high quality or the best hair, but it'll actually help narrow you down. So make sure you're very specific in your search so that you don't come up with everything that everybody done made that has any relation to hair. The next tip is always be very attentive on how these vendors post their pictures and what they describe and just how they lay out how amazing their hair is. So this is what I mean. Try to steer away from vendors that don't put a lot of description into the hair. Any vendors that I've looked up, if they just have like 5 pictures of the hair in all its beauty and its state and its glory, and then I go down the description and they're not saying much, they got like 2 pictures or 2 like ways to describe this hair, I'm not buying it, because you guys took all this time to have these beautiful photos, but you took no time to describe the hair. You took no time to describe how to take care of the hair. You took no time to describe the origin, nothing. You just have these really cute photos and you say 100% Malaysian. Yeah, that's not okay. Make sure your vendor has a lot of pictures. Make sure they have a couple videos so they can show them like combing through the hair and how the hair looks. Make sure that they have at least a couple customer reviews. Now on Alibaba, there may not be tons of customer reviews, but the people that have customer reviews, their hair is pretty good in my experience, because for people to go out of their way and say, I had a great experience, that says a lot. People love to complain. So it's easy to find bad comments. It's hard to find good ones. So when you find companies that have really good comments, a lot of good comments, stick with that. I have found that the companies that recommend ways to take care of the hair and what you should do with the hair and what the hair can handle, those are usually the best ones, because they've actually taken time to kind of test the hair. So just make sure you are reading through the pages, reading through the descriptions, that everything makes sense, that the words make sense, that the picture they're trying to paint about this hair is realistic and it's believable. And it just makes sense, girl. Because if it don't make sense, it don't make sense. You can't make sense out of nonsense. So make sure it makes sense. Guys, another super important tip. It is super important. Stay away from vendors who use celebrity pictures to describe their hair. So Tiana Taylor, Beyonce, Megan Thee Stallion, Lizzo, they did not go to OMG Queen Hair Flayed Frontal Company and buy the hair. That didn't happen. So stop doing that. Make sure you go to vendors who are using either photos that they created on their own, or they're using photos from people that actually bought their hair and sent them in. Any vendor that's using celebrity photos only and like showing a couple bundles, you know, in a picture, don't use them, girl, because that hair, you're not getting Beyonce hair. I'm just telling you. It's not. You're not getting Lizzo hair. Lizzo is not on Alibaba buying her hair. She might be, but I highly doubt that. The next tip is always pay attention to your vendor's terms and conditions. What happens if I get a bad bundle? Can I return it? What happens after I cut the lace? Can I return a frontal if I cut the lace, or do I have to, you know, keep the lace on or to return it? What is the return policy? Just in the case of you want to make a customer a wig and you get the hair and the customer says, hey, I don't want this wig hair anymore, and nobody wants it. Check to make sure they have a return policy so you can get your money back. Make sure you understand the terms and conditions, because that'll help you in kind of analyzing what kind of hair you know, you want to buy and who you want to buy that hair from. Another big tip that I totally forgot about, it's probably the most important tip, is make sure you know what kind of hair you're looking for. I think one of the hardest things that people have an issue with is they don't know if they want straight hair, they want curly hair, they want body wave hair, there's water wave, there's like a light curl, Malaysian, Peruvian, Brazilian, Eurasian, blonde, black, natural, dark. There's all types of hair. Make sure you know what kind of hair you're looking for. And then also make sure you guys find a vendor that is versatile. They have different types of hair. They don't just have dark colored frontals. They have Swiss lace frontals. They've got blonde hair. They've got dark hair. They've got different grades of hair. Make sure that you have a vendor with some variety on top of that, and knowing what kind of hair you want to buy. My next tip is to always ask for a pricing list. Always ask for a pricing list. So anytime you go on Alibaba, a lot of the vendors, you can talk to them in the chat, but also a lot of them have a WhatsApp number. So I would totally suggest that. Make sure you get a WhatsApp. It's very easy. Download the app. It gives you its own number. It gives you your own unique number. Make sure you have a WhatsApp, because a lot of them like to use it. But when I work with a new vendor, or when I was finding my vendor for my hair, what I would do is I would say, I need a pricing list for 8A hair, 9A hair, 10A hair. I want all grades of hair that you have. I want the prices for straight hair, curly hair, deep wave hair, kinky hair, blonde hair, what have you. I also want the prices for all of your frontals and all of your closures, and if you've got 360 frontals or 6x6. I ask for pricing for everything. When you're in your search for a vendor, unfortunately, you're gonna come across a vendor who wants to swindle you, who will just spew out a price to you. So for example, when I first was looking for wigs and I didn't ask for a pricing list, this lady just gave me a price. I'm gonna throw it out there. She just said, oh, everything is gonna be $140. And I thought, that's fantastic. That is amazing. I got the hair, made the wig for somebody, and I ordered another batch of hair again for another person, and she quoted me $170. So mind you, I ordered the same frontal, same bundles, same length. It was same everything the same, sis. What is going on? So I asked her, was there a price increase? So she tried to explain the price increase, and the price increase didn't make sense. Long story short, didn't buy the hair because she was trying to swindle me. So just from that experience, I learned, make sure you have a pricing list. Make sure you understand the shipping costs. Make sure you understand that. Make sure you understand the shipping. A lot of them have flat rate shipping. So whether you order 1 bundle or 1,000 bundles, they're going to charge you that flat rate shipping. Some of them charge you shipping based on the amount that you order. So don't assume that shipping is flat rate. Ask for pricing, ask for shipping, and ask for how long it takes to do so. That is super important, okay? It's super important. So after you've gotten your pricing list, after you find your fantastic seller, or so you think you found your fantastic seller, after you've done all of that, make sure you guys check your payment methods. Now, Alibaba, a lot of these vendors use Western Union. They have a pay app kind of thing that's made by Alibaba that you can use. Some of them you can pay with credit card, PayPal. I usually tend to look for vendors who have PayPal. The reason why is because if for some reason you send me awful hair, it's not at all what I asked for, or my hair just gets lost and it just doesn't come to me, if I'm paying through PayPal with goods, what I can do with PayPal is I can dispute my money back. So I've never had to do that yet, but I like PayPal because it gives me as a buyer some protection in case someone does want to swindle me, or the hair that they're sending me is not at all what I requested and I'm arguing with the seller and they're not giving me the resolution that I feel like I deserve or I feel like I need. I can actually kind of go through PayPal and say, hey, I didn't get my hair the way I wanted. Here is the issue. I'm willing to send it back. They're giving me a hard time. I want my money back. And PayPal's usually like, yeah, girl, here's your money back. So I try to stick with sellers that use PayPal. Western Union and the Alibaba Pay on there is fine, but PayPal just makes me more comfortable. So make sure that they are using a payment method that you like and that you are comfortable with. And I'm telling y'all, I don't care how much you love the hair, it is not worth you using a seller with a payment method that you're not comfortable with and then something happening and then now they got your money and now you can't get it back and you're just stuck. So after you got your payment method, ask for sample hair. I'm telling you to ask for the sample hair. Ask for it. Just do it. Do it. The first time I ordered from a vendor, I did not ask for sample hair. They offered sample hair. They suggested sample hair. I said, no, I already know what I'm doing. I don't need no sample hair. So I didn't order sample hair, was trying to dye the hair blonde, and it was a disaster. It looked like I had a Shetland pony run through the house that had alopecia during the mayhem of it running through the house, and there was hair everywhere. It was a disaster. Had to learn that the hard way. So I don't want you guys to spend hundreds of dollars and ruin hair. I want you to learn from my mistake. Order sample hair. And if you have a vendor that won't sell you sample hair, don't buy from that vendor, because in all honesty, them sending you sample hair is not a big deal. Also guys, when you buy the sample hair, make sure you abuse the hair. I don't care if you are just going to get these bundles, this frontal, this closure, this 360, whatever. I don't care if you're gonna get it and just whip a wig together and not bleach your knots, not do anything. I don't care. You need to abuse the hair. Now, when I get hair, I bleach it, I put heat on it, I wash it, I deep condition it, I curl it. So I kind of put the hair through a lot of abuse so I can see what it does. So I can see, oh, if I have to bleach this, you know, 3 times to get a blonde color that I want, it's not going to fall apart. If I have to dye it, it's not going to fall apart. The hair is not shedding, the hair is not breaking off. The other thing that you guys want to do for this wholesale hair finding vendor experience is make sure you budget for loss. So even if you're finding wholesale vendors for a wholesale hair company, for like a hair company you want to start, or you just want a wholesale hair vendor so that you can get your frontal and your 3 bundles for like $170 with shipping, girl. Yeah, girl, that's why we doing it. Just make sure that you guys budget for loss, because you can research vendors, ask a ton of questions, read about them, read their page, and you can still come up with a dud. I mean, there's an exception to the rule. I mean, I've done tons of research and came up on a dud. Out of the 4 or 5 hair companies I found, one of them was a complete dud, and they just, you know, they were able to fool me, and it is what it is. But make sure you guys budget for loss. So yeah, going the wholesale hair route is cheaper once you find that good vendor, because you're spending probably, I don't know, like I think for this hair I spent with shipping probably $150 on my 360 frontal and my bundles. But I also had to go through a few hair vendors and a few rough issues with other hair vendors to finally find the hair vendor that I love, that the one that makes me super happy. So make sure you guys budget for loss, because the thing I would say is make sure you have realistic expectations for hair. I see hair companies do it all the time, and this is what I'm gonna tell you. I don't care how your hair is stitched on. I don't care if the hair is coming from your head or from a weft. Hair sheds. That is a thing that hair does. It sheds. Now, the shedding might be so minimal that you don't notice it, which is very real and is a thing. but make sure you have realistic expectations. Now, I've talked to people who say, well, I want hair that doesn't shed, and the hair that I buy doesn't shed. The hair that I pay $400 for doesn't shed. And it may not shed a lot, but all hair sheds. And also make sure you have realistic expectations even when you're dyeing hair. Because even when I dyed this hair doesn't shed. It has very minimal shedding. Like, as you can see, I'm pulling it out and I think I got one little strand of hair. If y'all can, I don't know if I can see that. But I don't get tons of hair shedding out. I think in a day I probably get like 4 hairs that come out. So that is awesome for being able to dye this hair and for it to act like that. But make sure you have realistic expectations. Like, your hair is a couple strands coming out. It's gonna happen eventually. So just make sure you have realistic expectations. Keep in touch with your seller. So make sure you guys are, I like to talk to my seller on the phone at least one time. So I'll ask them if they know English, because WhatsApp, they can translate different languages into English. So I make sure that they can speak English before I get on the phone with them. But I try to talk to them, just get a feel for them, just get a feel for me, just so that they know they're selling to a real person. I just find when people know they're selling to a real person, they actually get a feel for you. They actually take more care into what you're buying for them and making sure that you get the best hair of whatever grade that you ask for. So make sure you keep in contact with your seller. Make sure you talk to them at least one time and get a good feel for them. I think that that's one of the key things that you need to do. The last thing that I will say, and it is so important, keep your vendor to yourself. Keep them close to your heart, girl. Keep them close to your heart. So I don't care if it's your mama, I don't care if it's your sister, your cousin, your auntie, your best friend, way back on 4 lakhs on a Cadillac. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Megan Thee Stallion. I love Megan Thee Stallion. That's my bitch. But I'm not telling her where my hair is from. Even though Megan's hair is flying, she don't need to know where my hair is from. But y'all get the point. Don't tell nobody. Do not share your hair vendor under any circumstances. I don't care. I mean, you can tell people that you can do whatever you want to do, but don't tell your hair vendor. That is the end of the video. I hope you guys got a lot from this video. I decided to make this kind of video because I have watched videos on how to find hair vendors, and it's the info, like I said in the beginning, is super vague all the time. It's super vague, and after I watched the video, I still don't understand what to do. I still don't know how to find a hair vendor. So hopefully this video helps. Hopefully you guys get some tips from this. Hopefully y'all can like get your hair for nothing and look like you paid $1 million, because that is the goal. Guys, make sure you have a good week. Make sure you have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.